Entrepreneur and TV personality Anton Daniels is accused of having a side chick. Micca says she's no side chick and is sitting down with me for a one-on-one interview to clear up the rumors. Here's another very challenging question, but I have to ask you. I just have to ask you. Have you and Anton ever had sex? Has Anton ever flirted with you?
Flirted with me as a sense of what?
Does Anton have you on an NDA?
He does give out NDAs to a lot of people.
What happened between him and Corey Holcomb? Have you met Anton's wife?
Yes.
Do you think you look better than his wife? Has Anton met your husband?
In person, absolutely not.
Now, I'll be honest. When I saw this picture, I was flabbergasted.
Why?
There's no way my wife would be physically touching, leaning on another man in a way that suggests, I'm feeling you, I like you. So
she sat down. She denied everything, and then spent the next hour accidentally confirming every single thing the internet was already saying. Micca, Anton Daniels, the Corey Holcomb fallout. And y'all, I have the receipts word for word. Okay, so if you've been online at all this week, you already know the backstory. Anton Daniels, Detroit YouTuber, self-proclaimed Christian, married man, financial content creator, got into a very public, very messy on-camera altercation with Corey Holcomb. Now, during that fight, Corey Holcomb, who does not play, looked Anton dead in his face and said, and I quote, "Take your bitch with you." The internet exploded because Anton is married. And the woman people assumed Corey was referring to was Micca, a podcaster and conservative commentator who had been working closely with Anton, flying out to Detroit, appearing on his shows, posting photos together. Her husband had never met Anton, not once. So Micca sat down for an interview to clear her name. And y'all, she tried. She really tried. But her own words are the most sus part of this entire situation. Let's start from the top because the interviewer, who used to be Micca's executive producer, asked every question that needed to be asked. And Micca's answers are where the story lives. First question out the gate, has Anton met your husband? And Micca said, and I need you to hear this clearly, absolutely not. Not just no. Absolutely not. But here's the thing, y'all. His wife has met Micca. Micca has been to Detroit multiple times. She has flown out there. He booked her hotel. His wife has come to the studio. But in all of that time, across all of those visits, Anton has never once met Micca's husband. And when the interviewer asked why, Micca said, and this is a direct quote, "No particular reason." And this is where I need y'all to not look away because the interviewer said something I will never forget. When I saw this picture, I was flabbergasted. The photo in question, Micca, Anton, NBA game. On the floor, not in the stands, not in the skybox, on the court floor. And Micca is leaning into this man, arm relaxed on his upper shoulder, smiling close, very close. Now here's how Micca explained the game situation. Anton invited her to a business meeting that happened to be at an NBA game. His wife was not there. The production team was not there. It was just the two of them on the floor at a basketball game. And when asked if she told her husband before she went, Micca said, "I don't remember if I told him before or after." Y'all, a married woman does not forget if she told her husband she was going somewhere alone with a married man. That is not a memory issue. That is an accountability issue. Then the interviewer asked, has Anton ever flirted with you? And instead of a clean no, Micca said, flirted with me as in what sense? She made a distinction on camera content flirting versus private flirting. She admitted Anton has called her beautiful, called her gorgeous multiple times on the show. And she said she didn't think anything of it because, and this is her exact reasoning, she thought it was just content. But then she said something that honestly stopped me cold. She said at first it made her feel off-putted, her word, but then she got used to it. A married man repeatedly calling a married woman beautiful and gorgeous made her feel off-putted, and she just got used to it. That is not a defense, sis. That is a confession that something felt wrong and she stayed anyway. Oh, and we're not done because then came the NDA conversation. The interviewer asked, does Anton have you on an NDA? Micca said no, she's not on an NDA. But then she said, almost casually, that Anton puts a lot of people on NDAs, staff, interview guests, pretty much anyone who comes into his world. So let me get this right. The woman who has flown to Detroit multiple times, been on his show regularly, been to NBA games with him, had him call her beautiful on camera repeatedly, is the one person not on an NDA. Either she's the exception because she's trusted beyond his normal circle, or she's the exception because the NDA would be an acknowledgement of something that needs to be kept quiet. Both options are giving the same energy. Now let's get to what actually happened at the Corey Holcomb show, because this part is the part that actually made me feel something. Micca was there. Off camera, Corey called her out. The internet went wild, and the next day Anton went on his platform to address it, and Micca said, and I want you to feel the weight of this, she said Anton did not advocate for her. She said she was not on camera, so she had no voice. She depended on Anton, her business partner, to be her advocate. And instead of defending her honor and her character first, Anton came out boisterous and defensive about his own situation. She said she called him, told him how she felt, and not long after, the business relationship ended. Now that right there, that is the most honest and human moment in this entire interview. Because regardless of what did or didn't happen between them, a woman's reputation was dragged through the mud. And the man at the center of it did not show up for her. That tells you everything about the nature of what this actually was. Okay, here's my take. And y'all know I keep it 100 on this channel. Do I think Micca is lying when she says nothing physical happened? Honestly, I'll give her that. I believe her on that specific point. But here is what I cannot give her. The idea that this dynamic was purely professional. Because professional does not look like this. Professional does not feel like this. And professional does not end like this. His wife met her. Her husband never met him. He called her beautiful on camera repeatedly. She felt off-putted and stayed quiet. She can't remember if she told her husband before she went to that game. And when things got hard, he didn't protect her publicly. That is not a business relationship that went wrong. That is an emotional entanglement that never got labeled correctly. And the lack of label is exactly how these things survive as long as they do. I'm not calling her a side chick. I'm calling it what it actually looks like, which is a situation that grew past its boundaries and nobody wanted to name it until Corey Holcomb named it first. Loudly, on stage. Y'all, I am linking the full father video in the description. Go watch it and come back because I need your thoughts. Here's what I want you to weigh in on. Was Micca being naive or calculated? Was Anton wrong for not advocating for her publicly? And does the husband never met him detail seal the deal for you? Or nah? Because the internet is divided on this one. And I genuinely want to know where you all land. Drop it in the comments. Be specific. Because the vague ones are not going to get a response from me. And you know I respond. She came in to clear her name. And she left having given us more questions than answers. That is not shade. That is just what happened when you watch the tape. Subscribe because we're watching all the tape over here. See you in the next one.